In this video, we are continuing work on the custom crawler build, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so back in the shop again, me and the fellas just trying to get this custom build a rolling chassis, and in this video we will be able to accomplish that. So I got the drive shafts and these links from Vanquish to get the front axle all mounted up onto this VS410. So I did not realize that they sold these yet. I asked in the last video in the comments, and someone told me that they did make them. I did not see him, or Vanquish rather, announce that in one of the videos I watched of Harley Designs. He said if there was demand that they would make them. I didn't know there was demand. I thought I was going to have to make custom links, but super happy I didn't have to go that route. So just going to get the ends on these links, and I did go ahead and I got my Incision drive shafts. These things are really just a work of art. Just amazing build quality on these. These are going to be super good, so we will be installing those. So here are the other Incision links that I have that came off my SCX-10 II. So these will go on there, the lower links, and then whatever that third link is called. And then we got the Panhard link here, and I'm not sure where the other one goes, but I just don't know the names of them all, but I'll figure it all out as I go to put everything all together. So we got that going on. I got my TRX4 shocks here. I am not going to stick to these shocks on this build. These are just kind of a placeholder so I can get everything kind of rolling and test fitted and all that. If you do want to run these shocks, you will have to change out your pivot balls to these smaller ones. I think some came in the kit. I have a bunch of these. I'm not sure if I put them in that tub myself. I had like a little bin where I was putting parts for this build in. I'm not sure if I took some of these that I had or they supply you with some. I'm not really sure. But you will have to switch to the smaller one because the Traxxas shock comes with this kind of big one in there, and that will not fit in between the shock hoops that you got on here. So you just have to swap those. I had a real pain in the butt getting them out. Look, you can see I kind of mangled it. I'm not too sure why, but I got them out. So that is kind of what we got going on here. I do have an SCX-10 II axle. I just kind of wanted to show you and kind of talk about why I went with the Traxxas axles. So this isn't a bad axle. They hold up pretty good. You can see it's kind of got the truss here, but if you take a look here at the TRX4 axle, I mean, these are beefy axles. Like, they're just beefy, and you got the portals, and they're just kind of a proven axle. You could put brushless power through them, and the gears hold up. These ones aren't particularly too beat up because I didn't run them all that much. When I first started crawling, I think it's 5 years ago now. I kind of forget how long I've been doing this. I got a TRX4 Land Rover, and that's what these are off of. So I took the locking diffs out. You can see I got the little C-clip on here. Took the locker out. So these are definitely locked axles. And then I don't really know. I think I got a different build, and then that's kind of when everything kind of just started going, not off the rails, but I just started getting more crawlers and doing different builds. And after all the RTRs and stuff, that's why I started this. I kind of was like, you know what, I want something custom. I didn't want to pay the money for a VS410. I've heard mixed reviews on that truck and how it performs, but the chassis is definitely really stiff. So I figured I'd run these axles because I had them sitting around, so it cut down the cost. I went with the 3-gear transmission, so it's just kind of going to be almost like a upgraded SCX-10 II style. I really like that. It's got, this build will have a few things over that, and then you're going to have the portal. So, I mean, I think it should shape up and be a good rig. We're going to have to mess around with gearing and see how everything drives. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead, get this stuff all installed here, and we'll throw some wheels on it and maybe go over a couple more things. If you guys got any questions about the build, leave them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them to my best ability. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know all the ins and outs yet. We'll have to see where it goes, but yeah, I'm excited to get this thing kind of into a rolling chassis today, so let's start building. Well, alright guys, it is all together. So I had the time lapse going there that you just saw, but I had to do some off-camera work because sometimes it's hard to kind of get all the angles and show you kind of everything in detail, like with my little setup here that I have. So I got steering, it turns really sharp to the right and not as sharp to the left, even though the servo horn is all the way over there, but I haven't hooked it up to make sure that everything is centered and all that, so that could be some of the reason. I'll have to do that when I get the electronics and see if that's going to be the final result, but I'm really happy with the angle to the right there. It is pretty sharp. So I had the issues I was having. The reason I had to go off camera was because of the front shocks. The front links with the axles here. So I just kind of was having some issues. So it's kind of hard to show you because I put the wheels on. But if you look at the top of the pumpkin, it is kind of angled back. What I wound up doing was just extending the top link out a little bit. Ideally, that link should be quite a bit longer in my opinion, and it would push the axle towards the bumper of the truck, because right now it's kind of tilted just a tiny bit back, but you really can't notice it, and all the geometry seems fine. I get full flex and everything, but I don't know, it's just a little bit of a concern. It's a custom build. I still might have to work out some kinks and all that. The ride height's not bad. My rear links are pretty dang level, so no sharp angles there. Lots of clearance. I just threw these Traxxas wheels on because that's what I had. That was the easiest to take off. I just took them off my Bronco, so they will not be staying on here. We'll see. I might just order some nice new wheels. I'm not sure. Drive shafts went on really easy, but if you look here, the clearance between that shaft and the link is, super close right here. It is like almost touching it. In fact, it looks like at full... no, it looks like it just misses. It is dang close, but yeah, it is a roller now. It's ready for electronics and a body, so I am going to have to figure out all that, get it ordered up from JJ Customs, and get this thing on the rocks and see how it performs. It is stiff. It feels solid. Oh yeah, the only other thing you can see here is this wire now is sticking to the front. I had the servo, I think, in backwards, so you have to make sure your servo horn is pointed out towards the front of the vehicle, like so, to get clearance on your link. I don't know why I had it the other way. I'm not 100% sure, but I got it all working now. So that was the only other thing on. I was like, and then I realized, okay, I'll just flip the servo around. So not anything super complicated. This is like my first attempt at kind of a custom build. I'm not the best at that stuff. I'm kind of like a bolt-on builder, but essentially that's what this is. You're just kind of bolting everything on. You could buy all the links you need to do this. You're really just putting axles on a chassis. It's not overcomplicated, but when it's not an RTR, it's you got to figure some things out. Even if you get a specific kit, you know, sometimes you run into little speed bumps or you don't see how things go, and then once you figure it out, you're like, oh, you know, that type of stuff happens to me all the time. But overall, I'm pretty pleased. I think this is going to be a great truck, kind of something different, which is kind of what I wanted, not just not an out-of-the-box truck. Now, I do have a body plan for it. I really want to go pretty dang scale with it. We're going to have to see how that pans out. I do know what I'm going to run for a motor and ESC. It's just a matter of ordering it. Actually, I'm going to hit JJ Customs up and see if he's got it. I have Spectrum receivers for my DX5, so I will be able to just throw a radio in it as soon as I get the motor and ESC. And then it's just going to need a body. So I think I'm going to save the body for last, get it kind of going, get the electronics going, make sure it's turning and all of that, and then we'll put the body on it and see what it shapes up into. But I mean, this thing, it looks beefy right now with these tires on it. So, but yeah, that is it. If you guys got any questions, just let me know down in the comments. I will do my best to answer them for you. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. I will put my link to the Discord in there if you guys want to come and just chat. I have a new Discord server. It'd be nice to get people in there just so it's easier to chat. You know, it's just kind of like a chat room. And also, you know, you can follow me on Instagram, message me there. Don't forget to follow Mrs. Propaganda on her new Instagram. And also, don't forget to go to our website. We will be posting some new pics probably tonight because we're going to go and shoot another video for a new product we have. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for all of that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.